Hey everybody, welcome back to Baseline Farms. My name is Jade. Hopefully everyone's having a happy holiday. It is December. We are officially into winter. So it is now winter and I haven't given you a garden tour for quite some time. So many things have been changing and yeah, just growing. Let's see, we've cleaned out Bella's stall finally. And it's been now like 3 weeks that she has been gone, our quarter horse. So for those of you who don't know, we had a quarter horse that has passed away recently, and it was a big shocker. We weren't sure, we didn't know we're not going to go into the new year without her. We thought she was completely healthy, and yeah, she passed away. So it's been slow moving. Things have been going, we've been working, and that's pretty much what's been going on. Working around the farm, cleaning up around the place, getting a lot of stuff done. There's a few garden beds that I still need to work on and get ready for, you know, the spring. I don't think I'm going to be planting anything in them for the rest of the season. And soon we are going to be getting ready to be planting some seeds. I can't even believe it, because we are in December, and last year I didn't start my seeds until February. So this year I plan on starting my seeds probably around end of January, maybe beginning of February, just to get a head start, especially on the eggplant, because I did not harvest that many eggplant, and I really didn't harvest that many tomatoes as much as I wanted to. But let me show you how the winter garden is doing and what we have been doing around the garden and around the farm. All right, so let's get started in this little area right behind you. Okay, so over here in this area is where I planted a rose bush. My first rose bush that I've ever planted. I had no idea, I know nothing about roses, but I wanted to try gardening, like real gardening, planting other things than just vegetables, because yeah, our house doesn't really have a lot of fluff. It's, yeah, it doesn't have a lot of fluff at all, except for this garden. And the little garden and whatever I plant in them. And we do have some containers around the house that are looking a little rough that I do need to fluff up for sure. But let me show you what I planted. So in June, we are gonna have a wedding here, and I am so excited. So the bride and groom that are gonna be getting married, we offered our place to them, so to, you know, just to help them out, because things are very expensive, and to find a venue to get married in, it's just super pricey. So these kids are our son's friends, and so we offered our place. In return, they're gonna come out and help us fix it up. So the bride, she came over and she helped me plant some flowers in this little area, and it's so stinking cute. So we planted a bunch of leftover flowers that I have from some job sites, some penny violas, some pansies and things like that, and it's so stinking cute. But I do need to work on my trimming skills as far as trimming up the rose bush, because I still have no idea what I'm doing, and this one's looking pretty rough. But my goal was, I was hoping that if I planted some flowers, I amended the soil, I put some slow release fertilizer in there, I put some bat guano, some what else, bat guano and something else, and I'll show you, hopefully I'll remember to show you. But I sprinkled it in there, I amended the soil, I added some mushroom compost, and then we planted these flowers in. So I'm really hoping that this coming spring that these roses are gonna be magnificent and beautiful, and we're actually gonna see some blooming, because I haven't really seen anything blooming on roses. But again, it was pretty small, but I don't know anything about roses, so I'm learning. So we put some little rocks around here and planted some flowers. So I'm so happy with how this turned out. That's a big view, so cute. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Now over here in this first garden bed, we have some of our carrots. Now I did plant a bunch of carrots in here, and I did plant a bunch of spinach in here, but I did not put any coverings or anything like that on top of this garden bed. So when I don't do that, birds come and eat the seeds. And so I really need to keep on top of that and make sure that I cover all of the garden beds, just to yeah, not let that happen. So that is how this garden bed is doing. The carrots are looking phenomenal. Now, was not able, we have not harvested anything. I was hoping that I could harvest things for the, sorry, let me fix you up. You're kind of on uneven ground here. So I was really hoping that my goal is to, 1 minute. There you go. So you're not all cockeyed. Is to grow vegetables, not only for our farm market, that eventually I'm going to have, but to have things. So like for example, I really want to be able to harvest things from our garden for like holiday feasts and holiday dinners, just like how I do during the summertime. During the summertime, I could come out here and harvest whatever I want for dinner or things like that. And then granted, the weather is different, but I want to be able to plant things. So I found out I'm still getting used to when to plant, how to plant, when to start things. So I do know that in order to start my spring summer garden, you want to start things, you want to start plants inside during the January months. Now, you can still plant things in the wintertime as well, so that you can put out into your garden in early spring, things that are still easy to grow, like spinach and Brussels sprouts and broccoli. You can still plant those and start those inside, and then plant them out when the weather allows you to, because those things can tolerate some frost, at least in our zone 9. So I'm not sure about other zones, but in our zone, this is what I'm learning. So right now, my goal is to plant things in the garden so that way next year during the holiday season I can have a feast. And in order to do that, I need to start planting things in August. Well, in August it's hard because I still have a lot of these garden beds filled with vegetables, and so I need to learn and control myself and allow some of these beds to rest and amend them and get them ready for when I want to harvest more things. And I also need to get used to trying to start things inside as well. All right, so I don't know where I was going with that conversation, but that's my goal. So, because I was hoping to harvest these carrots. That's what I was hoping to do. I was hoping to harvest these carrots and use them in our Thanksgiving and Christmas feast. Now, I might still be able to harvest them for Christmas because we still have a few weeks to go, but it's really not that sunny, and we're going to have a lot of rain coming up soon. And we had a lot of rain, so I have a little gap in the day right now. I got to make sure Mira's not jumping the fence because she's in heat. So, let me see where she's at. Hopefully she's still here. Mira! We had a tire around her neck to prevent her from jumping over the fence, and it was working, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it really prevented her from playing with all of the other puppies, and no one wanted to play with her because she had this huge tire hanging off her neck. So we have since taken that off, and we did put like a shock collar on her, but we didn't use the shocker. We just had to use the vibration, and that pretty much did it for her. But we still had to keep a close eye on her, because if not, there's another Great Pyrenees on the other side, and she'll jump the fence to go and hang out with that Great Pyrenees, which hopefully that's not what she's doing. Mira! Mira, come on, come here. Yeah, that is what she's doing. Mira, come on. So yeah, I just had to keep a really close eye on her to make sure she does not jump the fence to go play with the other dogs on the other side. Like, they're about 4 acres away. So that's a problem, having a Great Pyrenees. All right, so off to this garden bed. So let me show you how these turnips are looking. So here are the Brussels sprouts, and they're actually looking pretty decent. I have some babies. Those are the little babies that we were growing. I direct sowed all of these seeds, and they're looking pretty good. Now, I noticed though, something has been eating the leaves. Do you see that one right there? I have netting on there, so do you see that one? Something's been eating it. I've been coming out here at nighttime. I come out here all times of the day, and I don't see anything. And I don't see any new damage But yeah, something was eating them, and I'm not too sure what. But the turnips are looking so good. Look at that one. You can see it peeking out. So good. I love turnips. I love them roasted. I love them in soups. Oh, they're so delicious. Steamed. Some people don't like them because they're a bit bitter. But the homegrown turnips taste so delicious. They don't have a bitter taste to it or anything like that. They're so delicious. So also we have some carrots. We do have a few row of carrots, and we do have some beets in here. Do I think the beets are gonna come up? Yeah, of course they are. They're gonna come up. But we don't have a lot of sun, and so they're slow growing. I should have started these beets. I could have started them a lot sooner, and I believe if I started them in August or September or something like that, when we still had the heat, I probably would have had a lot of carrots and a lot of beets and things like that. Because there was a year that I did plant a bunch of carrots super early. I want to say like September, maybe, yeah, September, October, somewhere around there. And I had a good amount of carrots. So I'm still learning, and it's all good. So let me show you. Oh, look, I finally planted this wheelbarrow. So I did have some leftover starts that I had when I was redoing some containers at a shopping center. And so what I ended up doing, I put some thyme. So here we have some thyme right here. We have some beets. So I do have some beets that are bigger. We have some beets right there. And then we have some romaine lettuce that I planted here in the center. And then I kind of like popped in a few pansies here and there. And I think that's going to look so adorable and full. I can't wait till that looks so nice and full. How cute is that? I love that. John picked up these wheelbarrows from the dump. He went to the dump to go dump things and then came back with things. But I love that because, you know, he was thinking about me and thought I could use that inside the garden. Okay, so let me show you what's happening over here in this garden bed. So in this garden bed, we have a bunch of spinach in this first row. We have a bunch of peas. I don't have my microphone on me because I left it in my pocket and I washed it. And so I ordered another one. It's coming in, and I really enjoyed having the microphones because I could turn my head and still talk and you could hear me. But when I'm talking into the camera, I have to like literally face the camera so that I can make sure that you're hearing my words. Okay, so over here we have our spinach in this first row. Now, I didn't put the netting over the top of this garden bed right away, and so some of the birds did come in here and they did pull out some of my seeds. But I did succession sow some more spinach, and let me show you how it's doing. All right, that is how it's doing. It's looking super good. Zoom in a little bit. Now, I did do a second succession of seeds because I did not put the netting up, and the birds came in here and ate a majority of the seeds. So I do have some peas. We have the spinach in the first row. I did pop in some more peas right there, so you see one popping up. And then we also have some broccoli right there on the other side of the trellis. So I did pop in more seeds, and they are all coming up, and these are all by, I don't know if I said botanical interest. And then we have some broccoli right in here, and then those are by burpees, and then we have some carrots right here in this 2 rows right there. And everything's looking so good. I cannot wait until this gets so nice and full. It's gonna be so beautiful. All right, so over here in this bed, this is the bed that we have a bunch of weeds and strawberries. And I do want to dig out, oh, and some green onions. And I do want to dig all these out. Oh, we have, oh, wow, we have a strawberry. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, and nothing's eaten it yet. We have a good strawberry. Gotta make, oh no, something ate it. Right there. Darn it. Oh, we have another strawberry. Wow. Okay, that strawberry looks pretty good. I'm just gonna leave it on there. It looks pretty red. Look at that. Look at that. Do you see that? But we have voles. Voles were digging around in this bed, and they still look like they're in this bed. So my goal is to pop out all of these strawberries, all the green onions, and put them in another garden bed or in a another type of container or something like that. That's my goal, and I'll eventually get to that. But that is how the garden bed's doing. You know, not too good, but hey, look at that. Still growing strawberries. I just have to, I don't know, figure out how to save them before the insects or rodents get them. Voles, the stinking voles. All right, but I don't know if they hibernate, voles. I'm not too sure. Okay, so here we are, the lemongrass. Amazing, amazing. This is so amazing. I'm glad I put it in a container because it's so big. I popped it in there and it was so tiny. Oops, Daisy. It was so tiny and it is just so huge. And we just keep cutting and cutting off of this and using it in soups and things like that. It is so good and it smells so good when you're cooking. So how I like to do it is I'll get the big stalks, I'll kind of chop it up into little quarters, and then I'll take my little stone, like what is it, mortar and pesto, I think, pistol, I don't know, something like that. And then you smash it. So you just kind of smash it to let the aromas come out. And then I kind of stir fry with that. Oh my gosh, delicious. So I'm so happy with this. I could probably take some of this and grow it in other parts of the garden, but it's pretty big and it's pretty massive. I love it though. I mean, it's a possibility. I could definitely do that. I could definitely pop some out, like cut some and then propagate it because it's so easy to propagate. So that's an idea, but I like it. It's beautiful, and I didn't trim it. I don't really do much to it. Before, one year I trimmed it. John's like, you know, maybe you should trim that up, and I did, and I'll never do that again because it looks so ugly. But yeah, I love it. So if you have never planted lemongrass before, I highly recommend it. It's beautiful. It looks just like this, and it keeps growing. Now I heard it's very invasive, so it'll just keep popping up shoots here and there, but I mean, it's really a bad thing for this type of plant. I don't know. It's beautiful. So let me show you how the other garden bed is doing. All right, so over here in this garden bed, we have some Jerusalem artichokes. Now, when I say Jerusalem artichokes, they are not artichokes. They are called sunchokes. It's a root vegetable that has the name Jerusalem artichokes, and they're supposed to be really good for your gut health. So let me show you what they look like. It's very satisfying to dig them up, and you could do a lot of things with them. You could stir fry with them. I should get a shovel. Hopefully I don't run across any bugs. You could stir fry with them. You could ferment them, which is what we've been doing, is fermenting them. And, here we go. And I put them in a brine, and this is what it looks like, just like that. So what you want to do is you just want to, in order to store them, you just keep them right here in the garden bed, and when you're ready to cook with them or use them for fermenting, that's when you want to dig them up. So you can preserve them right here into the garden bed. You do not want to dig them all up and clean them and store them in your refrigerator, because they will go bad. Because that's my experience. I did do that one year. I'm going to put this one right back in here because I'm not ready to use it yet. And I'm just going to store it just like that. Super easy. Now, these Jerusalem artichokes, these sunchokes, are very invasive, and so wherever you plant them, expect them next year, because they're just going to keep on multiplying. You think you get them all, but you don't, because that's what we did. We got an excavator. We thought we were going to dig them all out because I didn't want them in this garden bed, and no, they're going to be in this garden bed forever. So not only did I plant those sunchokes, those Jerusalem artichokes, I also planted some asparagus, not knowing, because when I planted the asparagus, the garden bed looked like this. Not knowing that they're going to continue to grow, I planted these asparagus, and I'm hoping that I get some asparagus eventually. Now, I heard and I read that it takes about 3 years for asparagus to develop. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that we just have a bed full of asparagus, and along with the whole forest full of sunchokes, Jerusalem artichokes. That'd be amazing. It's starting to get dark, you guys. I feel like it's going to be raining soon. It's starting to get a little dark. All right, so over here we have our blackberry bush. And our blackberry bush, I think, is gone dormant. Obviously, it doesn't look vibrant or green or anything like that. And so I'm really hoping that I get some more blackberries this coming spring. I don't know much about blackberries. I'm just learning about it. And I'm thinking about popping, I was talking to John about this, and I'm thinking about popping this out of the big garden and putting it somewhere in the ground. This is a thornless blackberry bush, and hopefully it never evolves and eventually gets thorns. I don't even think that's possible, I don't know. But yeah, it's thornless. And so how cool is that? Hopefully we get a bunch of blackberries eventually one of these days. And yeah, I'm patient. It's okay. At least it's not dead. Now, I did have this blackberry bush in the same pot as a raspberry bush. And so I do have some raspberries also growing in here, a raspberry bush growing in here as well. I just left it, you know, because my other raspberry bush is not doing too good. But it could just be the season. So I'm excited to find out what we're going to get in the spring, summertime with this blackberry bush. So over here in this garden bed, we have a bunch of garlic. So much garlic. It's so good. Now, I wish I planted more garlic, and I don't think it's too late. I think I'm going to plant more garlic in some other garden beds because I don't feel I planted enough. I also planted some spinach in this garden bed, but none of the spinach came up, and the reason why is because I did not put any netting, and the birds ate all of the seeds in here, which I was so disappointed because I know better. And I know that the birds are going to eat them. And so, yeah, I don't have any seeds popping up. And the reason why I know I don't have any seeds popping up, and this is weeds, is because in the other garden bed, I did plant some spinach seeds in that garden bed, and then I put some netting up, and those spinach seeds are coming up, but nothing in this garden bed. So that's a big bummer. And then over there at the very end, I still have my tomato plants because I just didn't take them out. That's why. I just haven't had time to take them out. And I should take these out because they're just not looking too good. They're kind of rotting on there. I didn't harvest anything, especially with everything with Bella, and then I got behind with chores and work and all that stuff. So I do need to come out here and harvest these. Not harvest them, but just to remove these from the garden beds. But that is how these tomatoes are doing. Not too good. We did have some really cold weather super fast, so that's probably why they didn't go and mature all the way, amongst other things. Probably planted them late. Okay, so over here in this garden bed, we have a bunch of potatoes. And the potatoes, you know, I didn't grow potatoes in the very beginning. I just recently started growing potatoes. And they're so easy. They're so easy to grow. And it is so fun to dig out potatoes. I just love it. And I did take some potatoes, like scrap potatoes, like potatoes that were budding inside I had some in the kitchen, and I just came out here and popped them into the garden bed. I'm not too sure. I just did this yesterday, and I'm not even too sure how good they're gonna do, but we're gonna see. And I hope I get a whole bunch of potatoes because it is so fun. It's just like pulling out the Jerusalem artichokes. It's just satisfying. It's so satisfying to see what you're gonna get, and you know how big they're gonna be, and oh, it's so much fun, and it's so easy. All right, so here is the raspberry bush. Yeah, there it is, right there. Nothing fancy. Ooh, it's getting a little windy, you guys. Let's just get through this little garden tour, so that way, hopefully, it doesn't rain on us. Okay, so here is my other little garden patch. I'm getting better. You know, I don't know how these things are gonna look together, but one of our guys popped out this Prairie City firegrass from one of the containers, and it's just too big to pop in any other container, so I thought it'd be so cute just to pop it right here into the garden. And then we had some leftover pansies, so we did that. Now I did have this one white bush right here. I'm not even too sure what the name of it is, but I did have it, and I just popped it in here just to see what it was gonna do, and so far it's kind of cute. Then in the back I had this euphorbia that I wasn't sure if it was gonna do good. I had it in a container a couple years ago. I popped it out, and I just been keeping it here in the garden because I didn't know what to do with it. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna pop it here and see how big it's gonna get. And if I don't like it, I could always remove it. But that's my goal, is to make this garden super pretty and full of color and perennials with some annuals and things like that, and just make it super lush. So that's my goal, but I do need to tap in to the drip system. So I'm probably gonna try to dig down and put some drip around this area so I don't have to hand water it. But I'm not done planting things. I think I'm gonna put another Prairie City firegrass kind of right there, just to match on the other side. It's gonna look so cute, you guys. I am so excited. I cannot wait. I don't know like how things are gonna grow in our zone, because I've never really planted anything like perennials and things like that. I've only been doing containers for the past 4 years, something like that. All right, so over here in this garden bed, we planted some turnips. Oh, they're popping up. I could see some of them popping up. How exciting. We planted some red onions. I believe this is the garden bed. Yeah, this is the garden bed. We have some red onions in here. We have some turnips. And I did pop in some spinach, but I don't see any spinach popping up because I did not put netting on the other side. Yeah, I didn't do it because the netting wasn't long enough and I didn't have enough. And now I am going to probably try some other type of fabric. I just haven't gone to the fabric shop yet, but I'm going to go to the fabric shop and I'm going to see what other type of fabric that they have, because sometimes this netting can be a little bit pricey for, you know, the size that I need and for the quantity that I need. So I'm probably going to do that, go to the fabric shop and see what they have. All right, so let me show you how the strawberry, these strawberry plants are doing. Look at that. They're not dead. Do you see that? They have some new growth. They're doing really good. I mean, besides, you know, some of this, don't look at the brown stuff. Look at the potential. The potential. Oh, it's looking so good. Now, these right here, I popped these out of a container. I should just put it right in here so they could just grow. And I wasn't sure if they're gonna do good or not. And look at that. So cute. And I could see some more popping up right in here. That'll be so cute. Look at that new growth right in there. Do you see that? I should just cut all the other stuff back. That's what I'm assuming, but this is all new growth. So I did not kill them. I popped this out from a garden bed. Wasn't sure if it was gonna do good. Popped it right in here into this container right here, and they're growing. So I'm so glad I didn't pull those out. I was literally gonna pull all of those strawberry plants out thinking that they're all dead. Okay, so over here in this garden bed, we have still some eggplant. I haven't had the heart to cut back the eggplant. I'm gonna see if I could winter over these eggplants, because I did that to the other garden bed. And I'll show you in the little garden. I had some eggplant growing in there, and it came back. I didn't pull them out of the garden. I just cut back the stalk. I didn't cover it. I didn't do anything like that. I just left them in the garden bed and they came back. So I'm thinking I could possibly do that to these eggplants, because I didn't get that many because I planted them late. But I did put the garlic in, and the garlic's looking phenomenal. Look at that, looking super good. So that is super exciting. I did pop in some spinach, but then again, I did not put in any netting. So, yeah. But as you can see, we have a ton of eggplant still. Look at that. But it's not gonna, the weather's, you know, getting kind of crummy. So I don't think we're gonna be getting a lot of eggplant from these plants right here. But that's a bummer, but that's okay. I'm gonna try to winter them over, and we're gonna see what we're gonna get. See what we're gonna do. Okay, you guys, the Myers lemon. I have not harvested any lemon. And why? It's because it's so cute. It's because it's so cute. And I waited so long. And I could tell they're super juicy. Now, I have another, I didn't know this. I thought it was a lime tree. There's another lemon tree that I have been babying for, I'm talking 10 years. Never given me any kind of fruits or lemon, nothing. And it would always pop out these little green lemons, and I thought they were limes. this year was the first year that I actually got some lemons. I cannot even believe it. John said there was like 5 lemons on it, and he popped them off, and he said they're so good, and they are. I made some lemonade, so good. So I do need to pop these off, and I'm gonna make some kind of lemonade because you know, I would have been so excited to get those lemons. And finally, look at that. I just have to show you. Look how cute that is. So many lemons. But I'm going to harvest it because hopefully maybe if I harvest it, it's going to realize like I really want a lot of lemons, and it's going to keep giving me more lemons. All right, you guys, right over here, I popped in, right there, I popped in an artichoke plant. I grew an artichoke right here. I popped in I think this one was an artichoke plant that was growing in one of the garden beds, and I popped it out and I just put it right here in the ground. I wasn't sure if it was going to do good, and it came back. Look at that. It came back. So I am so excited. I hope we get some artichokes this spring. That would be so awesome if we can actually get some artichokes, because we did get some artichokes. I planted them last year. They came out super delicious, so meaty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, amazing. All right, so over here in this garden bed, I believe we planted some baby greens right here in this first row. We have some yellow onions in the middle, and then I believe I planted some carrots, 2 rows of carrots. We don't have anything popping up yet because it's been cold, but eventually I'm sure we're going to be getting something. And then over here in this garden bed, we do have some things popping up right over here. I want to say either spinach or carrots. I believe it might be spinach in this row. And then we have some yellow carrots, yellow onions right in here that are doing super good. Yeah, look at that. I think, yeah, those are, ooh, I don't know. I'm going to have to look back. But I think that's spinach right there. Growing. So nice. So awesome. All right, what else? Now, we do have a bunch of peppers, plants right here. No peppers, but a lot of pepper plants. And I heard you could winter those over as well. And so, I don't know. I might just cut them back and see what happens, and see if we can just have some peppers, you know, already established, so we could get a good amount of peppers for next year, because I don't know, I didn't get a lot of things this year. Like I didn't get a lot of tomatoes. I got some, and we just ate a lot of things fresh, but I was able to can some tomato sauce and some diced tomatoes and a lot of salsa, so that's a good thing. So now we have this garden bed, which we have a bunch of parsley, and we've been harvesting this parsley and eating it. But in here we do have, I did plant some lavender right in this little area right here, and I do have some popping up. Now I don't know if that's lavender or if it's chamomile or if it's dill. I'm not too sure, because we did have a lot of things growing in there. Let's see what else is happening. I think that's pretty much it. I did clean up all these plants, and so we have a bunch of plants that we removed from some containers, so I was able to clean them all up. Look at this one. This one is a nandina right there, made into a little tree. So cute. We have, I forgot what the name of those are. I'm gonna have to find out. But I love them in the landscape. They're so pretty. These would need to be trimmed back a little bit. And then we brought back all of our heucheras right here, and I'm just going to take care of them, fertilize them. We put some mushroom compost, and then just kind of revive them. And so that way maybe I could use them in the landscape, or I could use them in some other containers, or who knows. All right, so now I gotta find out where all the puppies are at. Make sure no one jumped the fence, because our Great Pyrenees is in heat right now, and so she's been jumping the fence to go play with the other dogs. So frustrating. All right. I mean, we did have that tire around her neck, and it was working, but like I said, I just didn't like it. Okay, so now, oh, and I've been starting, so I wanted to finish painting that. I started it, and then the forecast said it was gonna rain, so then I put a halt on it. And so hopefully when we get some dry weather, I'm going to finish painting my little she shed, little trailer right there. We are gonna move it for the wedding, and we're probably gonna move it permanently. Yeah, so to another side. The chickens are all doing well. Mira's been sleeping with the chickens late at night because We just can't let her roam around, because if she does, she might jump the fence. So yeah, eventually we're gonna get her fixed, so that way we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But yeah, she's been sleeping with the chickens. Oh, and the chickens haven't been giving me any eggs. Oh, I got 2 this morning. 2, yes, I totally forgot. So for the past few days, the chickens have been molting, which means that they'll lose their feathers and a new batch of feathers will come in. So I've been giving them a lot of protein. I've been giving them a lot of like mealworms and black seed oil, like sunflower seeds, some crumble, some scratch, and yeah, I've just been kind of giving them a lot to hopefully produce more feathers so they can give us eggs, because it has been cold and the weather dropped so dramatically. So as soon as the weather dropped, they kind of slowed down their egg production. So today is the first day when I checked that we actually got 2 eggs. How exciting. Because I actually had to buy eggs. Oh my gosh, I had to buy eggs. Yeah, they weren't 19 ladies. They were all molting, and I actually had to go buy eggs. I was shocked. I couldn't even believe it, because it's been years since I want to give them a strawberry. It's been years since I bought eggs. But last spring, so every spring I kind of buy more chicks to add to my flock. Last year was the first year that I did not buy any spring chicks. So I think every year I'm gonna have to buy a couple spring chicks, just so that way I could always assure myself that we're gonna have some eggs. All right, so here is the little garden. Now right here in this first 2 beds, well, not really first 2 beds, but 2 little corner sections right there and right there, I planted some tulips. 50 tulips on both sides. So how awesome is that gonna look? And then what I'm going to do, oh, I gotta cut back these eggplants. So these eggplants, let me give you a close look. This is called Kermit eggplants, and these eggplants are actually supposed to be green. You can still eat them when they're like this, but they're supposed to be green, like this, right there. Do you see that one? That's what it's supposed to look like. And you could cut them up and put them in a green curry. That's what I use them for, green curry. I'm sure you can use them for other things, but that's mainly what I grew it for, was because I am a big fan of green curry and I love eating green curry. So I planted everything to make green curry. All right, so here in my vision for this garden is to have it my cut flower garden, and to have a bunch of beautiful flowers, like a sea of flowers just growing in here. So for the wedding that we're going to be having here, I told the bride that she can pick whatever seeds that she wants, and we could just spend time in here and just plant a bunch of seeds. So in this garden bed right here, all these garden beds right here, I have a bunch of ranunculus growing. These are all ranunculus, and I have them growing on both sides. I bought the packages from Costco, and it was 90 ranunculus in each batch or each bag, and I bought 2. So that's 180 ranunculus right here. That's gonna look amazing. And then I did plant some lavender, and I kind of sporadically planted some seeds here and there. So I cannot wait to see how everything is gonna look. I'm looking so forward to it. I cannot even wait. And my goal is just to put a bunch of seeds everywhere. And so that way this is gonna be a sea of flowers. So when she stands up here in her beautiful gown, it's gonna look beautiful. I can't even wait. I can't even wait. It's gonna look amazing. So that is what's happening in Little Garden. Oh, let me show you that lemon tree. Oh, and then I gotta show you what I fertilized. So what I fertilized the garden beds with. Okay, so look at this little lemon tree. So this lemon tree I have been babying, and then this year was the first year that it has given us some lemons. How exciting! So now I have 2 lemon trees. That is awesome. Now I have this one in a little bed right here. This little, it's a bucket. It's an old farm bucket. And John put some soil in it, and I should move that somewhere where I could plant some things in it. And that would be so awesome. Maybe some herbs. That'd be so cute, huh? To put in the garden and just have it. Maybe, I don't know. I love farm yard art. It's so much fun. But that is what's happening. Oh, let me go show you what the fertilizer I used for the for when I amended the garden beds. I put some like when I planted the flowers, I used some, let's see, bat guano, blood meal, and one other fertilizer. And what I did is I just sprinkled it in, and then I added our mushroom compost, and then I planted our plants right into like the hole, because our soil is just clay. It's just horrible. Yeah, you definitely want to amend it with something. All right, so let's see here. Where is all my fertilizer? I'm slowly decorating my little area. Let me see where I put it. I hope I brought it in. I think I brought it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is what I used. I used the blood meal. So I sprinkled a little bit of that. I sprinkled a little bit of this bat guano right there, and some of this blood meal right there. So in all the little flower locations that I planted things at, that's what I kind of put. I kind of roughed up the soil. I used my little drill and drilled up the soil, and drilled good holes to give the roots a fighting chance. I put some mushroom compost in the hole, and then sprinkle some of that fertilizer, and then hope for the best. So that is what my goals are, is to keep planting things around the garden. So I'm just going to take you along with me the next time I plant. So I don't know why I just didn't take you along with me when I planted this little area right here. It would have been so cute. But the next time I do a little garden patch, I'm going to take you along with me, and we're going to just plant together. So that is what's going on around the farm. Things are still doing well. Everyone's still doing well. Got to make sure none of the dogs are jumping the fence. But I'm going to go inside, get a bite to eat, and call it a day. So take care, be safe. Thank you for hanging out with me, and hope you like this video. Also, you guys, I'm almost up to almost 600 subscribers. I can't even believe it. I started this channel literally just for fun. And I am up to 600 subscribers. So if you guys like my content and you enjoy watching it, I hate asking, but John keeps telling me, like, Jade, you just ask people to subscribe. So I'm gonna ask, if you like my content and you would like to see more of it, if you can please subscribe to my channel. I would really greatly appreciate it. And oh my goodness, it would be so much fun if I could reach up to 1,000. That would just be so awesome. But yes, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching. Take care, be safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.